Hey, Jayla Murphy. I hear you've been jumping pretty good. What's
Yep.
your best, kid?
Let me show you what I can do. So maybe now you'll nominate me for Record Journal Athlete of the Week.
Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. I'll tell you where you are, little bat. You're in the Sheehan Titans dugout. Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you may happen to be tuning in. I am Brian Carpenter, sports editor of the Meriden Record Journal, and welcome to the Spring Record Journal Athlete of the Week show for week 2. Aaron and I are filming here on location at Purgatory in Middletown, which of course also has a location in Southington. Got a little cold brew here on the side for a hot plate of week 2 Record Journal nominees. First, a tip of the cap to our winners from week 1, Miss Emily Hart from Platt Softball and Mr. Christopher Barchese from Sheehan Baseball. And got to say, it's kind of fitting that Chris won because, you know, we had that insane comeback against Lyman Hall, the 8-7 win where Sheehan was down 7-1 and they came back with 7 runs. Lyman Hall, I swear, I'm not rubbing salt in the wounds. But Barchese's bases clearing triple was big there. And just last night down in North Haven, Barchese 3 for 6, 595 RBIs, and a win over North Haven. And he had another triple. And, you know, Aaron, you might remember when Mitch Moreland was on the Red Sox. You wouldn't know because you're a Yankee fan. When Mitch Moreland was on the Red Sox, they call him, of course, Mitchie 2 bags because he had a propensity to hit doubles. Christopher Barchese, I'm going to call you Christopher 3 bags for your propensity to hit triples. Looking forward to seeing the Titans play Jonathan Law at Dunkin' Donuts Park on Wednesday. For now, we're going to move along to our slate of Week 2 candidates. Good luck to you, though, Chris, and your teammates as you take on Law at the Dunk on Wednesday. So who do we got lined up here for Week 2, Aaron? I'll tell you who. We're going to set the stage for our big Platt Maloney game on Friday night at Seppa Field under the lights. That's true blue Meriden baseball under the lights at Seppa. Platt and Maloney. We've got a nominee from each team because both are playing very well. Both are riding 3-game win streaks into Wednesday's games against Bristol, like appetizers for Friday's main course. And our candidate for Platt, of course, the right-hander, Mr. Brandon Cahill. All-conference last year as a junior, and I'll tell you, the kid is really cruising here his senior year. He is 5-0. He beat Farmington 4-1 last Wednesday. 5-hitter. The 1 run for Farmington was unearned. 12 strikeouts, an even dozen for Mr. Cahill against Farmington. And came back on Monday and beat Bristol Eastern 8-4. He went 4 innings in that to get the win. 5-0, ERA well under 2.0. Will he get the start on Friday night? We'll see. For now, he is boys nominee number 1 here in Week 2. Our Maloney nominee, he is the catcher for the Spartans. Of course, he is the sophomore, Rafael Rodriguez. And we liked this kid last year when he cracked the varsity lineup as a freshman. No joke. You know, Ricky Morero, he had Raf in the lineup last year, third base, some catching. Well, he is the full-time catcher now, only a sophomore. And nice story. Friday, they beat Conard 5-3 over at Zajac Field. And Raf caught his older brother, Joe Rodriguez. Also went 2 for 3 in that game, got the Spartans going with a 2-run double in the first inning. Looking forward very much to watch the Platt Maloney game. 2 evenly matched teams. It's always good baseball when Platt and Maloney play. That's Friday night at Seppa Field at 6 o'clock. For now, Brandon Cahill and Mr. Rafael Rodriguez are your Platt and Maloney nominees for Record Journal Athlete of the Week. Third and final nominee for the boys in Week 2. We go over to the volleyball courts. We just had these teams play on Monday night. Southington and Maloney, and leading the way for Southington right here, one of the senior captains, Mr. Matthew Morrigan, 2-sport athlete over at Southington. And he's a good one, you know, not just because he plays a good soccer and plays some good volleyball, but because he's a heck of a student athlete, scholar athlete, that is. He has a GPA, or I guess you would call it an academic average, Aaron, of over 114, which boggles my mind. Big number for too early in the day for me. Well over 114. He's on course to be the salutatorian of Southington's class of 2022. He is our third and final boys nominee for week 3. Good example of what he does for the Blue Knights. Last Friday against Conard, he had 16 kills and only 3 hitting errors. That's an exceptional hitting percentage. Had 10 digs, 5 aces, stand out in all 3 phases of the game for the Blue Knights. Congratulations, Matt. You are boys nominee number 3. All right, Aaron, we go over to the girls nominees. Can I take a little sip, little coffee break here at halftime? Just a little one. You can keep that camera rolling. So good and good for you. Our girls nominees are just as good as the boys. And Aaron, I got to tell you, bro, actually, this is one of those weeks where we could have nominated like 9 girls. Our female sports teams are doing so well. Tennis, track, softball, there seems to be no lack of good candidates. We had to settle on these 3, and we like them a lot. Our first one, how could we not pick this young lady from Sheehan lacrosse, Miss Allie Atoshin? You're saying, Carpenter, that's 2 Sheehan lacrosse players 2 weeks in a row. I know, but we had Jayla Mckenzie last week because she hit 100 goals for her career. What do you think Allie did this week? Of course, 100 goals for her career. Imagine that. She and one team has 2 100 career goal scorers. Allie did it Friday night down in Brantford. She scored 8 goals that night, and the 8th one made the milestone for her. Also had an assist. That's a 9-point night. Second game in a row in which Miss Atoshin had 9 points. For the season, she had 24 goals and 17 assists going into Tuesday's game against Sacred Heart Academy, which is where you're going, Aaron, as soon as we're done shooting this. Make sure you have a little rain slicker on. Might get a little wet there. Allie Atoshin, it's been a fine, fine career for you. Glad to have you aboard as girls nominee number 1 here in week 2. Second nominee, she is from the world of softball. She is from Cheshire High School. She is Miss Carissa Spring. Yes, indeed, the Cheshire Rams spring in their step, spring in their lineup, spring in the circle. Hey, the Rams are cooking. They are 8-2, 6-game winning streak going into Wednesday's showdown with rival Southington. Another one we're looking forward to. Now, last week, Carissa and the Rams ran their winning streak to 6 with 3 road wins. Lyman Hall, at Sheehan, at Amity. Amity, which had been undefeated. Man, the Rams smoked them 14-5. Carissa's the winning pitcher in all 3 games. She 3-hit the Trojans on Monday. 1 hit the Titans on Wednesday. And then against Amity, they got to her for some hits. But you know what? She struck out 12. And when you strike out 12, the other team ain't going to score too many runs. Cheshire, boom, 3 for 3 last week, riding a 6-game win streak. Carissa Spring, hey, if striking out 12 wasn't enough, she went 5 for 5 at the plate. She's like Honus Wagner. Is that too obscure a reference? I hope it's not. Carissa Spring, you are girls nominee number 2 here in week 2. And our third and final nominee, who could it be? Aaron, who could possibly be our third and final nominee? Of course, from Maloney Track, Miss Jayla Murphy, high jumper extraordinaire. And Jayla, thank you very much for being a good sport when Aaron and I came by. You know, we decided when you cleared 5-6 at the RJ Invitational to win, not only against the girls, but against the boys. It's like, we got to pick Shaylin, but we wanted to get that cold opening with Shaylin jumping over different objects and landmarks. And, Aaron, I wanted to have her jump over Andre the Giant and the guy from the Guinness Book of World Records, the big dude, Robert Waldo. But I love the things you picked. Big Ben was a killer and going around the moon. Jayla Murphy, you got us going around the moon. 5 feet 6 inches. She did it in the indoor season. She did it in the outdoor season. They are Maloney records, and the season is just beginning, and Miss Murphy is only a junior. She asked Coach Don Askew, think I can jump in college? Yeah, maybe, just maybe, Miss Murphy. For now, you are girls nominee number 3 here in week 2. And on that note, Aaron, I'm going to go back to Alice in Wonderland, because you can never outgrow Alice in Wonderland. You folks, if you're not at Dunkin' Donuts Park watching Sheehan and Law, or perhaps the Southington Cheshire softball game, you have from Wednesday to Sunday at midnight to go online at myrecordjournal.com/athletes to vote for our candidates. We think we have a good slate here. Want to see the numbers go up from week 1? We demand it, in fact. We know you're going to get online because we have such a good slate. As always, my best to my man, Aaron Flom, Shawnee the Kid Krofsick, Robert Gulo, and all our stringers out in the field. Spring is just, we're not even at the halfway point, Aaron. It's such a busy, busy time, but it's a good busy. Appreciate you watching. Please go on the line and vote. Bring you the winners next week. Be good.